NBC News. This is Today with Katie Couric and Matt Lauer. Live from Studio 1A in Rockefeller Plaza.
Welcome back to Today, 48 after the hour. Jim Post graduated from medical school yesterday, a very rare achievement for a quadriplegic. There are other quadriplegic doctors, but there's enormous resistance to admitting them to med school, as you might imagine. But Jim Post feels his disability will make him a better doctor in the end. NBC's Rahima Ellis has his story.
I hereby admit you to the degree of Doctor of Medicine with all the rights...
Words Jim Post has waited a long time to hear. He always wanted to be a doctor. When a camp diving accident in 1985 left him paralyzed, Post's determination only grew.
I was in the hospital for an entire year following my injury, so I know how important it is for a physician to talk to the family and to treat the patient like a real human being.
But with no movement in his legs and only partial movement in his arms, he was rejected by more than 10 medical schools, despite his stellar college academic record.
James B. Post IV. He'd like to be a doctor.
Post went public with his battle to become a doctor, confronting his doubters.
Can't all be MDs, young man.
Why can't I become an MD?
Why can't I become an airline pilot? I've always wanted to fly.
On an NBC talk show, a physician confirmed Post's disability had kept him out of medical school.
If Jim were able-bodied, he would have been accepted. Yes, there's no question about that.
On the same program, he met a medical school professor who gave him some hope.
It's well within his grasp.
Can Jim come to Albert Einstein?
It's up, he has to apply first.
5 years later at Albert Einstein Medical School in New York.
James C. Post IV.
I never had any doubts that this day would ever happen.
For Jim Post, getting into medical school and finishing 4 years of rigorous study is an enormous achievement, but he went even further, graduating in the top 10% of his class.
Thoughtful and interested in patients. He worked very hard. He was what I'd like all medical students to be like, quite honestly.
Post wasn't like all medical students. He got help. His wife went to class with him for 2 years.
In anatomy, they had to lower the table for me, and they allowed my wife to come along and to help me dissect.
Until she got pregnant with their son.
I hired a physician's assistant to take care of the blood draws and IVs on my patients.
Today, smiles, family pictures, and kind words from an early supporter.
We feel vindicated, obviously, and not that he's just, but he's done so well, and he will do so well, and he really will inspire others.
Big town boy. That's right. Yes. Okay. Thank you, Dr. Schomburg.
A dream realized, a doctor made, and a barrier broken. For Today, Rahima Ellis, NBC News, New York.
Pretty amazing. Next month, Jim Post starts his internship at a hospital here in New York.